We're here in the Space Gallery at the Pima Air and Space Museum, and we have several different displays on several different topics related to space travel, both manned and unmanned. One of the biggest displays that we have that go through this gallery that you'll see here is going to be the history of space travel, the space race. Within the space race exhibit, you'll see some interesting displays, including a full-scale mock-up of the North American X-15, which was a rocket-powered aircraft that set many altitude and speed records during the 1960s. It's a type of aircraft that Neil Armstrong flew before he went into the Apollo and Gemini space programs. We also have a flight suit from the Skylab space missions, which Skylab was our first space station that we built that astronauts went up and spent long-term time in space after the Apollo program. You're also going to see a small moon rock that was donated to us by Frank Borman, who was the commander of the Apollo 8 mission. He grew up here in Tucson, went to Tucson Unified School District, so he chose the Pima Air and Space Museum as the recipient of this moon rock. And you'll also see some stuff related to unmanned space travel. We have a mock-up of the Phoenix lander, which landed on Mars to search for water several years ago. That program was developed and done here at the University of Arizona in Tucson, so it has a strong local connection. And you will see some other mock-ups of other types of unmanned probes and landers. We also have several authentic flight suits and flight gear and some small artifacts that were flown in space. We have a flight jacket that was worn by Deke Slayton, who was one of the original Mercury astronauts. Something else we have is some space foods on display as well, which were the actual types of foods that astronauts used to eat in space, as well as other smaller artifacts like meteor vests to protect them from small meteor impacts and interesting space items like that. The mural behind us is made out of K'NEX. It is done to represent a painting done by Robert McCall, who was an Arizonan who was a famous artist who did space art as well as artwork for NASA and did promotional artwork for movies such as 2001, Star Trek the Motion Picture, and Tora, Tora, Tora. So this mural here is a representation of one of his artworks of a space shuttle landing out at Edwards Air Force Base. We also have a couple full-size rocket engines here on display, which are impressive to see in their size. So we really welcome you to come out here to the Pima Air and Space Museum in Tucson in general. There's a lot to see here at the Air and Space Museum. Please visit our website where you can keep up on the different programs we have. We also have school and education programs that we work with kids on Saturday weekends that you can learn about and sign up for on the weekend. So we look forward to you visiting Tucson and the Pima Air and Space Museum.
Hey, do you want to see something out of this world?
Like our lives, our show, our food, our music?
Well, it's easy. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button.
Right there.
Right there. Hit that button. There. No, here.
Alien
right
language.
there.